Well, hello, everyone. This is Wilson Cole. I'm president of Adams, Evans, and Ross and Backdoor Hiring Solutions. And I want to take a moment and visit with you guys on three things that we see quite a bit, and especially recruiter contracts to a lesser degree we see over on the staffing side, and quite frankly, the staffing side may have more reasons to have it in there. Let me first preference this with I'm giving you collection advice and not giving you legal advice, and there may be a million and one reasons to have an arbitration clause, mediation clause, or an NDA in your agreement, but from a collection standpoint, it's going to be highly problematic. Let me give you just a quick overview. Somebody comes in for collections, 87% of the time we're going to get it collected. 1 out of 8, we're going to have to send out to sue. We send it out to one of our forwarding attorneys, and they work it on a contingency basis. They sue, they get a judgment, they garnish the checking account, they garnish receivables, and send everybody the money, and everything's good. With an arbitration clause, it means that you have to go hire, and same thing with a mediation, it's kind of arbitration-like. But with an arbitration clause, you have to go hire an arbitrator and serve them through the arbitrator, which is almost like suing them through court. The problem is, an arbitrator is going to cost you somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000. By theory, if you run it through arbitration and you win, you will get that judgment cost added in there. But here's the rub. Arbitrations are, in 99% of the cases, not enforceable. You're going to have to go through and sue them and go back through that issue again. That is, in essence, a very expensive first step, and you still have the second step where you still have to sue them. Now, there may be wonderful ways or wonderful reasons to have that arbitration or mediation clause in your agreement. And if you're in a high-risk industry, or if your attorney says, Wilson's absolutely wrong, it's a trade-off because it's going to cause a collection issue, but here's all the other benefits, and certainly follow their advice. But I can tell you 99.99999% of the agreements that we send in here have never been created by an attorney. Recruiters, and to a lesser degree, staffing firms, pass these agreements around and have no idea what they mean or what they're saying. They sound really good, but when you break down what it actually means, it's a problem. The other thing is, if you ever have a client that is wanting you to sign an NDA, it could be that they don't want you to disclose trade secrets, their employees, things along those lines. Private equity is now starting to use NDAs to keep accounts from being placed for collections, because they cannot restrict your right to legal counsel, but they can restrict your right to turn an account over to a collection agency to discuss that account with other creditors that they may owe. They're trying to inhibit the ability to collect on those accounts. So if you have an arbitration clause or a mediation clause in your agreement, talk with your local attorney. And people say, oh, Wilson, it's going to cost me $1,000, $1,500. I can tell you that $1,000 or $1,500 is going to be the best money you could ever spend with a local attorney, because you're only going to have to spend it once, and you can carry it forward for a decade unless laws change or things along those lines. If a client wants you to sign an NDA, you've got to dig down and have your attorney review that NDA. I cannot tell you how many times this year, at least a dozen, where we have had recruiters that they get to talking to us about it, and they say, well, there's this NDA, and we have to stop them. We say, stop talking about anything to do with this account. We want to have a local attorney review it to see if you can discuss. And a lot of times we've had to bypass collections and send it straight out to a local attorney for suit. We can still help you indirectly and directly, but we wouldn't be able to run it through. If you would like to book a meeting to discuss your credit or collection issue, please visit our website at staffingdebt.com. Or if you want to check out Backdoor Hires, go to Backdoor Hires with an S at the end .com and set up a demo so you can see how we can find your big pile of placements that you've already made and you weren't aware that you were Hey guys, it's Wilson again, and this video was brought to you by Adams, Evans, and Ross. And if you like the video, please make sure that you click on the subscribe button and also like the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave those below as well. If you'd like to learn more about our company, please visit our website at staffingdebt.com. And also remember, if there's no collection, there's absolutely no cost at all.